Welcome to Mafre Stadium, where the Columbus CrewSC caps their biggest win of the season, 3-1 over Chicago Fire.
Connor still eating?
You're still eating? Caught in between the shoe?
There's canes in the press box.
Sorry about that.
And a big win, obviously. They move up 5 points clear of Orlando SC?
Orlando City
SC.
Right.
Oh, too many words. And more importantly, I think, finally beating a team of quality ahead of them in the standings. They've won a lot. They've won some games this year, but this was a convincing win against a quality opponent.
Right, and we were sitting in the press conference room after the game. We heard the cheer go up in the locker room, and it was definitely one of the biggest of the season. I think these guys recognize that after a really rough 3-game road trip, they needed 3 points, and against one of the top teams in the Eastern Conference. It gives them a lot of confidence. It gives them confidence in a 3-in-the-back system that they really hadn't played against a great team. So to get it tonight, to be able to get a 3-1 win, I think gives them confidence moving forward.
Mike, you've obviously been here for many years, chronicled their championship year. Lately, they haven't had a lot of big games late in the season these last couple of years, at least last year. What was this atmosphere like tonight, and how did you interpret the fans leaving this building tonight?
Well, the first thing I noticed was when you come in, you always have a feeling that it's going to be a big crowd.
Yeah.
And actually, the announced crowd, which was 18.5, was smaller than I thought the crowd was in the stadium. Usually it's the reverse. Usually the crowd looks small and they announce 20. Right. And you go like this, no.
Yeah.
Tonight, the announced crowd sounded small. It wasn't a packed building, but it was close, and they were loud. They were loud and they were into it. And I think Schweinsteiger being here had something to do with that. Yeah. And it was also a big game. They've been away for a while, and it was a big game. You know, they got so accustomed. There was a great tweet that I think both of you guys sent out. I think it was Andrew's stat, though. Good job. That if the Crew lost this game, Berhalter would drop to exactly 500 in his tenure there. It would be like 48 or something.
Not quite that many times. It really seemed like it last year.
But anyway, that is part of the point. Is they don't generate. They're the very definition of mediocre under Berhalter, despite the run to the MLS Cup final a couple of years ago. And this is a rare feeling, as you pointed out. You don't usually walk in and go like, "Yeah, that was a good one. Let's go." September's right around the corner. Right. You know, it was palpable too. All the players talked about it, about the atmosphere and how they were playing a good team and they wanted to beat it.
Andrew, this team, the Fire came in the ultimate front runners in MLS this year, 12-0-2 and scoring first. Right. They get the goal right away. How important do you think it was the Crew to answer right back, I think, within 5 minutes?
Oh, huge, because when you go back to the game they lost at Bridgeview, I think it was April 8th, Nemanja Nikolic gets a goal, I think, around the 20th minute, and it's a 1-0 game until the end. So to be able to do what you couldn't do the second time against the Fire, I think speaks to, this team viewed this game as incredibly important.
Mike, a guy that you were focusing on tonight, you were pointing out during the game, you thought played real well, and that was a really good point. Waylon Francis, who's kind of had an up and down season, but makes the assist on what ends up being the winning goal by Justin Merrim in the 73rd minute, then makes a great play on the defensive end to make sure the Fire doesn't come back. What did you see in his game tonight?
Well, I think it's one of those things where one of the things the players discussed after the game, we've always thought that they got inflexible with the 4-men back, the 2 center backs, and that they stuck to it too long and too hard. Now they've used all kinds of combinations of center backs this year.
Yeah.
They used a different one tonight. I don't think, have you ever seen that combination back?
No, and this was the 18th they've used in terms of defense.
Right.
This season.
But I think partly it's the formation, that they didn't give up a lot tonight. That's part of the point. Part of it is that guys are comfortable with the formation, and I think all of this contributes to guys like you go, oh, there's Waylon Francis again. Remember him?
Yeah.
Where's he been for the last year and a half? So he played really well. Could be a number of factors, injury, whatever, but he played really well tonight. He played like the guy we saw a couple of years ago.
Yeah. Again, looking a little ahead now. Again, 5-point lead on Orlando, and they go there Saturday.
Right, so you turn around and get another huge game in Orlando City, a team that has won, I think, 2 games in the last 2.5 months. So they're kind of reeling a little bit. This is an opportunity for the Crew to capitalize, even though they've been bad on the road. So we'll see what happens.
All right, yeah, I'm going to ask you guys both a question that Mike asked Greg Berhalter after the game. What can a win like this do for this team? A huge home win. A game I think we all thought they really needed to win to kind of get this season going back on the right track. What does this win do, or is it just another win in your mind?
Well, I think it shows you can compete with one of the best in the league. They had, a couple home games where they lost at the last second to NYCFC, they lost at the last second to Toronto FC, and I think, that leaves a sour taste in your mouth. So to be able to compete against a team that leads the league in goals, has been one of the best teams in the league all year, I think naturally gives you confidence.
Mike, your thoughts?
I thought the comments about they wore the fire down were very important. I think that taught this team something. Not just, as the coach said, we're really fit and they wore down. It was partly to do with the way they played tonight. They made Chicago work for everything. They were very stingy. It turned out that Chicago did wear down, and it opened up the Crew's offense. It opened up their counter game. And I think they feel really good about themselves, like that they can do this to other teams now too.
All right, very good. That wraps it up for us. 3-1 Crew winners. We'll talk to you soon. Make sure you read these guys' stuff on dispatch.com. We'll see you later.